Hello and welcome to another Carfection Commentaries, where we dust off one of our classic films to celebrate the fact that we've been doing this for 5 years.
Yay!
Well, we give you some anecdotes and information about how we actually made these films, and hopefully give you a deeper insight into how we do what we do. I'm Drew Stern, and I'm joined by
Alex Goy. Hello, that's my name. That's what I do. That's and stuff. Yeah, hi.
And Alex Goy is the star of this film, which is
You're
on
so kind.
Yeah, the Pagani Huayra. Now, not only is this car one of the greatest cars available on the road today, it also marks one of the best films that we ever made. Yeah, one of the hardest efforts we ever made into making something quite spectacular, and it's part of a group of films where Alex actually got a passenger ride in Mr. Pagani's Zonda.
And I got to drive it.
And he got to drive it, but actually got to talk to the man himself in his car. And we did a extremely in-depth interview with the man himself, Horatio Pagani, one of our favourite car people in the world.
He is awesome.
But this is our feature on the Huayra.
The Huayra.
Yes, the top end of what Pagani have to offer. Even
for
still,
now. Well, no, there's
today.
the BC.
Yes, but
which is the faster, hardcore, trackier one, which we are due to drive at some
has
point.
been announced, but is not on the road yet. Anyway,
it is.
Is it?
People has driven it.
People
it is
has
available. I think they're all sold.
Oh, well, then we should get on that.
I really should. I've been meaning to all summer, but I just kind of forgot.
Well, there you go. There's an insight into a future film. Slightly different. If you want to watch this without us talking about it, and you want to go back to the original version as it was, as nature intended, screened without us talking about it, there's a link in the description that will take you straight to the original version, which you can click at any point during our conversation should it run dry or become incredibly boring. However, I don't think it will. This was an incredible shoot. We had a fantastic time. So now, without further ado, let's hit play. Church bells. This is if you watch a lot of our films that were produced by our original video producer Nick Wilkinson, he had this obsession with these really long intros which never showed any cars.
Man, his intro.
They go on for quite a bit. Oh, there you go. There's a vague car in the background.
There's a bit of a car. There's a badge of a car. Now, here's some insight into this film. So, I am on LinkedIn. That is a thing that I am a member of. I barely use it, but I keep an eye on who wants to add me, and then all of a sudden this chap added me, so I do the PR and communications for Pagani, and he added me, and I was on the bus on the way into work, and I thought, you know what, he's added me, I best send him a message. So, hello, if you want to get in touch, my email's this, we'd love to drive your cars, expecting absolutely nothing of it, because this is 2013, so we were still very, very young, barely launched, we were nothing. So the last thing I expected was this guy to email me. Anyway, fast forward about 2 months, I was dropping a Morgan three-wheeler off at Malvern, and I thought, I best check my emails. As I got out of the car, I checked the email from this chap called Luca saying Pagani Huayra, and the opening line was, "Hello Alex, I would like to invite you and your team to come out and drive the Huayra. Would that be acceptable to you?" I've never replied to an email faster. Good Lord. And then a couple of months later, we were there. 2 days of just Pagani pornography.
It was such a privilege to be invited.
It was amazing.
It was so
I was
good.
not expecting it at all. And we catch up with Luca every now and then. We have a good chat. But man, that the factory, because now they've opened their new facility, but their original one was the original site of Modern Design, which was Horatio Pagani's original company, having left Lamborghini to basically make composites and carbon fibre bits. The reason he left Lamborghini in the first place because he wanted to make cars with carbon fibre and all that kind of stuff, and they didn't want to, so he set about doing his own business. And what became of that was essentially, we started as Modern Design, but he then created his own supercar with Fangio, the racing car driver, who was the reason he got a job at Lamborghini in the first place.
Which is what the Zonda F is named after. The Zonda was originally going to be called the Fangio, but
it's
the
going
F...
to be called the Fangio F1.
Yeah, but the Zonda F, the F stands for Fangio. And if you don't know who Fangio is, you're not a car person. You should just look it up.
Google that. Google that shizzle. But yeah, it was going to be called the Fangio. When he died, Pagani thought it wouldn't be quite right. So they designed the Zonda together partially. It was launched in '99 at the Geneva Motor Show, and then it became this kind of cult thing. It was amazing, and then the Huayra came out after the Zonda ran dry, and man, look at that thing.
That square, we drove around trying to find a good location to shoot. I don't like that shot, but
I like that shot.
We drove. That's a very 90s shot, which I don't like. We drove around trying to find a good location, and Luca, the PR, suggested, there's this square here, and the view is actually spectacular. But it was November. The weather was terrible, so there's no view at all. So we parked up there, and one of the things that we were doing is we were doing static revs. So the car's just standing still, revving the engine. And this has quite a considerable engine in it.
It's a 6-litre twin-turbo V12.
Exactly. So it's quite loud right there. And as we're doing that, this police car pulls up behind us, and we go, oh, crap, we're going to get told to bugger off now. And the police officers, they step out of the car, and they lean over the terrace, kind of looking at what we're doing. And they're like, no, keep going, rev, go, go, go. And that's the difference between British police and Italian police. Italian police appreciate a good car when they see one.
Very occasionally, British police are cool with us doing our thing.
Yeah, I don't quite think that we would get quite the same effect.
No.
This was quite early in the morning as well. Was it even
7, 8?
We had this great experience where we'd spoken to Horazio the day before and had a long interview with him, and then the next day we were due to drive this car, but the weather was terrible, and this had some.
He came up and said, "It's got fresh tyres, and it's wet outside. Don't take it out of auto. Don't break my car."
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, this is the only press car that they have, so the pressure was on. But
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen any other film with this, any other media coverage, same car.
yeah, I mean that there. When I originally saw this car being shown off at Geneva, I mean it looked great. The design is great, but it's that gear stick in the middle, which is 100% redundant.
Yes, you don't need it because you have paddles.
You paddles, you can change gear, but the actuation on those springs, the mechanics of that, I could not get out of the car. I just stuck my head in, and that motion,
it clicks really with it's a good click.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a good click.
It's just absolutely phenomenal. And in our interview, Horacio compares the design, a combination of Riva speedboats and the watches, of which I've forgotten the name.
I can't remember either, chap.
Yes.
I was kind of busy looking at Mr. Pagani going, oh, here's Mr. Pagani. I'm interviewing Mr. Pagani and he's really cool.
He was really cool. And
he's the coolest man.
The intricacy of the design, the interior of that car baffles belief. There is no other car that has an interior like it. Doesn't matter how much money you spend, you will never find an interior that's quite that spectacular.
I adore that car.
It is phenomenal. And I only got a very short drive in it. This was your film, and so you were in the car all day, and I got to drive right at the end of the day, and I took it up into the hills and back
down. Was it after our hire car decided to explode?
It was, yeah. So there's this whole separate. We've had this really bad series of experiences with.
Was it Chrysler?
Chrysler
Town and Country. Right, Chrysler. A message from me to you. Stop making rubbish cars, because pretty much every time, bar like once, we've had a Town and Country, something has been a bit cack with it. In this instance, we were in the foothills of Modena filming a Pagani Huayra, and the gearbox decided to give up the ghost. Not only that, the Ferrari 458 Speciale was testing at the time, and our Voyager, as it is known over here, was just in the middle of the road, and we couldn't move it at all.
It was locked in gear with the ignition off, and the key wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So we had to call to have it towed, which actually was terrible for the shoot because we lost probably about 2 hours of shooting.
Yes.
But it was good for me because I got the chance to drive the car, which I wouldn't have otherwise had.
No.
And I got to take it up into the mountains. And I mean, the roads were narrow, massively twisty,
terrifying,
very, very wet.
Yep.
And you've got this massively powerful car, but you're sat in it and you just...
I love that shot.
Such a sense of occasion driving that thing. The only problem I had is when I got back, I was trying to get out and I couldn't find the button to unlock the door to get out because it's not in the door, it's in the roof. And everyone was pointing like, no, open it there. But the acoustic treatment of the glass was really good. And I couldn't really hear.
With a middle finger. We were pointing like this. Drew, it's up there. It's up there in the roof. It's up there.
Yeah. Eventually I found it, and I managed to extricate myself from
what
the car.
he said to us was like, you mean up there? Up there in this bit of the roof, up in this little bit.
Patek Philippe.
There we go.
It was the combination of Riva speedboats and Patek Philippe watches. I just remember.
The thing is, I think Patek Philippe watches are a bit tacky, but the
I
Huayra really isn't.
I mean, they say Patek Philippe watches you don't own, you just look after them for the next generation.
Oh, it's such a marketing line.
Yeah, but Patek Philippe watch will set you back a good 150, 200,000 pounds.
Well, you could have almost a quarter of a Huayra for that.
Yeah, pretty much. It's actually almost cheaper to get a Huayra than it is to get a Patek Philippe watch. But there's just the combination of metal, carbon fibre and leather, and the bespoke luggage that you get to put in. It's a phenomenal car. I do not think it's the best looking car in the world. I think those side mirrors are a joke, but I think as a combination, as a package, as a concept, and as the fact that Horacio Pagani has done something that no one else has been able to do, is add his name to Lamborghini and Ferrari to create an Italian supercar,
And
that people will definitely consider alongside them.
Yeah.
It's Horacio Pagani and Koenigsegg are the only two people who've really created something that will put their name out there.
Let's not forget Gumpert. Okay, let's forget Gumpert.
Yes.
The Apollo.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Well, no, they've actually dropped the Gumpert name. It's now just called Apollo. The
Probably because
company-
Gumpert is one of the ugliest
If you've
names
gone
known
in-
to man.
I mean, Pagani. I mean,
Pagani.
it's like he was born. He's not even Italian.
No, he's Argentinian, but his
Yeah.
parents were Italian.
Yeah, but like the name Pagani, it's
Well,
just
it
like
was born to be on the back of a supercar.
it's like
wasn't it?
if you had to blank sheet of paper, you have to write the name of a company.
That is one of the outfits I regret most in my entire life. But that's the car I was in, and I was driving.
People
that
give
was
me crap for my necklace, and they let you get away with
No,
that.
mate, they did not. They did not let me get away with that. I thought it was a good idea. I was going to Italy. I thought I'd try and be stylish.
White
and
leather jacket and
it's
a
not
red
leather.
scarf.
It's canvas. It was
Leather.
It was no. It wasn't even leather. It was a canvas jacket. It was white, and I still have that scarf. I have ditched the jacket.
Seemed like
but
a good
I
idea
got
at the
so
time.
much. I thought I'd try and be stylish in Italy.
I think
I
actually-
just ended up looking like I hang around. In
If you
dots.
see the, I think you and I both tried that. I'm not sure Nick tried because he'd just freshly shaven his head, and he looked like Heisenberg.
White, yeah.
But I think you and I both okay, we're going to Modena, we're going to Bologna,
Yeah.
we're going to be driving a Huayra, we're going to be interviewing Horacio Pagani.
Yeah,
We
let's try and dress up.
Let's try and dress. So I'm in a suit on the shoot.
Are you wearing a tactical turtleneck?
No. I was wearing a tweed jacket, an orange shirt, and a nice tie. But
I was wearing the 1970s.
I'm a 70s person. You're fully crossing your arms there. Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not in this film in any shape or form.
No.
But I just wanted to look the part. But yes, I was not wearing a white.
It was.
pleather jacket.
It wasn't pleather, man. It was canvas. It was a canvas
Sure.
peacoat. But yeah, that's one of the things I regret most about wearing on the internet, which is why now I'm fairly reserved. He says wearing a waistcoat.
Yeah, it was. I mean, this whole shoot was absolutely spectacular. The fact that it was in November put a little bit of a dampener on it because
there was no
roads were really-
light. The roads were greasy. No idea what was coming. Never been there before. Next time we do something like that car, I would like to do it on a circuit.
Yeah.
Mostly because we get more freedom and aren't as likely to bump into, say, a 458 Speciale coming the other way.
It was
Being driven full chat by a test driver.
It was quite interesting because obviously that area is where Ferrari, Lamborghini and Pagani kind of all share a postcode. And we saw 458 Speciale, which you have to remember at the time,
brand spanking.
no one had
So
seen.
new.
We'd never seen it. So we were just like blown away by watching the Speciale drive by on the street. Luca, the PR for Aston Martin,
Pagani.
for Pagani, was obviously not as impressed. But then we saw an Aston Martin
Yeah,
drive
we
by.
saw a V8 Vantage, like the most common of all the Astons. In London, where we are, you see like 4 or 5 a day.
Yeah.
And he saw it and went, "Oh my God, it's an Aston Martin!" And we were like, "Yeah, and
Yeah.
look, there's an Aventador there." He's like, "Yeah, pff, whatever." Aston Martin, the small one that anyone can have. I'm like, Really?
Yeah, so the contrast is what counts.
Yeah.
And for him, a brand new, 458 Speciale in half camouflage means nothing, but a bog standard Aston Martin will blow your mind.
Thing is, when you say bog standard and Aston Martin,
Yeah, I know. Those things don't really go together. But anyway, if you want to watch that film unadulterated without us talking over it, there's a link.
wittering randomly.
Indeed, there's a link. Pardon me, I've had too many beers today. There's a link in the description that will take you straight to that version, and we absolutely encourage you to do that. We'll also put links in the description to the Zonda film and to the interview with Horacio Pagani, because they're also very much worth your time.
The interview with Mr. P is fascinating. It's also very long and entirely in Italian, but it is subtitled. We found out while we were translating that Mr. P speaks Italian with a lisp.
Yes, who knew? We didn't speak Italian or Spanish.
But now you know about it, you can hear it.
Well,
which is the weird thing about it. Anyway, sorry, I'm wittering on because I too have had too many beers.
Well, okay. Well, I'll add another link in the description. You can also, we have an interview with Mr. Koenigsegg as well. So yes, we'll add that in the description as well. So absolutely check out the links there to find out more of our excellent films. And if there's a film from our back catalogue which we haven't yet done a conversation piece about, and you would like us to do such, let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It's by you doing that allows us to keep doing what we do without having to charge you a penny for it. And we love doing what we do, and we hope you like watching what we do.
Bye!